My name is Nick Komwerski. I'm the head brewer at Three Floyd's 480. I believe that BrauKon is one of the best brewery engineers in the world, and we wanted to work with somebody of that caliber to put together our breweries for the company.
My name is Mark Reith. I'm the owner of Atwater Brewery, and we're located in downtown Detroit, Michigan, and lucky enough to get a upgraded BrauKon brew house a couple years ago. What we really liked about it is to keep because we make German-style lagers, is to have that technology, but also the ability to make higher gravity ales. The software system was very important to us. All those combined with, obviously, the great people that work for BrauKon.
So my name is Matt Cole. I'm the owner and brewmaster at Fatheads. The automation that we have in our brewery allows us to still be hands-on, but also have repeatability, consistency, and obviously quality. So I do like the Hopback Pro. It's kind of oversized. We do a lot of wet hop beers in the fall, so that's probably my favorite.
My name is John Trugner from Trug's Brewing Company. I'm a co-owner and brother of Trug's Brewing Company. I happened to go to a trade show, and I was asking around to different suppliers, talking about the idea I had, and they all looked at me like I had 10 heads, until I met Marcus. He was able to open our eyes to a lot of different options. We talked about the beers we wanted to make, he talked about the engineering side and the equipment side, and it kind of just meshed and worked out well. It was awesome. It was a huge turning point for us. So having that, let's say, science behind our art was exactly what we needed. And that's the point where our beers just became so much better.
My name is Branch Rothschild. I started brewing here at Allagash about 12 years ago, and I'm the brewhouse manager here. I first heard of BrauKon when we were looking to expand our brewhouse. We had a 30-barrel brewhouse that we were brewing 45, 50 batches a week on, and knew it was time that we had to get a bigger brewhouse. So we reached out, and BrauKon was one of the people that we came to the Craft Brewers Conference, and they were incredibly flexible and seemed to understand. Like, we make an unusual beer using unusual ingredients, and they seemed like the most flexible in terms of letting us use different ingredients and changing their equipment to match our process rather than changing our process to match some idea of what a brew house should be.
My name is Jim Carlton. I've been a brewer for about 15 years now. I'm the taproom brewing manager for Sam Adams. BrauKon was chosen for just a wide variety of factors. I think BrauKon had a strong interest in working with us as much as we had a strong interest in working with BrauKon. But certainly the level of technical expertise, the level of customer service, and just the craftsmanship were some of the factors that went into that.
My name is Sean Hill. I'm the owner of Hill Farmstead Brewery. When I felt confident in conversations with BrauKon that they understood what my goals were, and of all of the German equipment companies that we had quotes from, they're the only ones that seemed really interested in helping me make Hill Farmstead beer.
The improvements we've seen with the BrauKon system is mostly one of consistency. Like, we can repeat the same brews over and over with the same timings and generally the same results. I mean, we obviously have to make changes depending on raw materials, but it makes it a lot easier to maintain a consistent product.
A very common comment that I've heard throughout the last many years, especially from various equipment manufacturers, has been the question, why are you trying to do it that way? Or that's not how you do it, this is how you do it. And I think that like BrauKon has been very receptive and intrigued by the process variables that we've introduced. And I actually think some of those things have perhaps like led to innovations or new ideas within BrauKon because of that receptivity. Thankfully, it became a bit of a partnership through that like mutual understanding, and that's been fruitful.
I would say, I mean, definitely efficiencies, utilization of hops. We did put a heat exchanger from the kettle to the whirlpool, so we've cast out cooler wort to get less iso-alpha and more just essential oils in our wort. So that's been a big one. Really, you know, just the overall efficiency of the brewery has been a vast improvement for us.
Building the system to be as flexible as possible was super important to us. Now we have actually 3 different brew houses. We have everything from a 3-barrel to a 15 to 100. So that gave us super flexibility in regards to creativity. So that once those creative doors were open, we could kind of play around, find the recipes we liked. But then maybe more importantly, it's incredibly consistent. So once we find what we want recipe-wise, we're able to program in, let's say, a consistent brew of that creative recipe every single time. And that was huge.
Through adopting this technology, I think our beer became smoother. We had better foam and really good stability. But for me personally, it provided stability in the sense of confidence in the repeatability of our process.
Currently have a 50 hectoliter system, two vessel. We also have a 5 hectoliter, 2 5 hectoliter smaller systems, and it's been really nice because it's consistent having the same brewing equipment. And we've had really good experience with the follow-up, and it's been a really great experience.
The best memories are just usually over beer, talking about something we either want to solve for or something we want to in the future do, and then just having that constant back and forth conversation and helping us see things in different ways. So it breaks open our imagination, and we're able to come up with much more creative beers while having them as part of the conversation.
Always enjoy the different personalities of everybody that works at BrauKon and their friendliness and willingness to help us improve our product here at Three Floyds.
And we keep growing in an industry that is challenging to grow in, especially in the mid-level market. So, you know, a lot of that is based on quality, and BrauKon has helped us produce quality products.
I mean, it's always been great having various BrauKon employees come here and visit. They seem to have a lot of respect for the beer that we're making.
I think our visits with BrauKon has changed the Allagash culture to some degree. We take our cheersing much more seriously with some intense eye contact as part of it. We don't just look into the eye, we look into the soul.
Yeah, you know, we've had some good times, we've had some rough times. I mean, you know, commissioning is never easy when you're talking a very sophisticated brewery. So, you know, that's been it's been an enlightening experience and very rewarding as well.
We've had a lot of vendors and a lot of relationships with other manufacturers in the past, but no one's put so much heart and effort into the project more than BrauKon.